So this is a pretty fast video on the 90 minutes discussion that people are having, and I do want to remind you kindly that, guys, I have no idea why you are dooming so much, because 90 minutes is more than enough, and I'm going to explain why. Okay, so take a look. For the chapters we have that are going to be adapted, if you do look at the chapters, they are action-packed and fast. So imagine if they have to extend the fights. Okay, they can extend the fights a lot, but considering how much each episode must be costing them. And do remember Hayashi's wise words that told us that the entirety of probably part 1 and part 2 of Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin for season 4 cost like close to an episode of Game of Thrones. That's like $15 million. That will be like $500k dollars per episode. So why do you think they would try to extend something and inflict more and go over budget even more and make it 80 minutes when the manga material can be resumed in less than 90 minutes? Sorry, it can be done in 70 minutes max, in my opinion, because except 137 parts of it, 138 parts of it, and 139, a lot of the 138 and 139, some parts of it, there isn't much dialogue going on that would like make the pacing stop and would take a whole lot of time. That is not happening, and you know that yourself. Check the manga. You know that it's not happening like that. And do remember, they try and tend to go very close to the manga. They are not going to deviate so much. We are going to have some action-packed scenes that are not in the manga, but that's the nature of manga adaptation into anime. Because why? Hey, you have some panels in the manga. You do not have the movements in the manga. Like, not all the movement in the manga. So what they do, of course, they are going to animate the moves. It's going to add a little bit of time to the manga, that's for sure. It's not going to go overboard, and it's gonna leave us at least, we are going to have like 10 minutes for AOE, and that's going to be more than enough. I'm going to talk about the first situation where we have AOE and no more explanation on it in the form of other media like manga. I'm gonna go into that later on. Imagine we have AOE happening the last 10 minutes. Okay, cool. So what happens there is confusion at maximum levels for the anime onlys that would have to pick up the manga to get some of the stuff that is happening, or tune in to listen to the many events that Isayama and Co have organized for the next few months after Attack has ended. So lots of discussion. They would get to our videos probably too, but the vast majority of people would tune in and listen to what's happening. Just many people would start to talk about all the theories you guys have left over at the internet, at the Reddit, at the YouTube, and everywhere. And then people would try to begin to understand AOE. And would probably pick up the anime again, the manga again, watch the anime again, pick up the manga again. So that would be a win-win situation for the studio, for the production committee, and everyone. And too much confusion, but hey, they have organized lots of events for that. And now look, we have Shingeki Fly, we don't know what that is, but imagine if it's something else even. The whole thing drops, the AOE drops. Not enough explanation, people are confused as fuck, and Isayama does as what he was told, as I told you before in another video, that hey, okay then. Now we have a new chapter that explores AOE and explores everything that has happened that you need to know for AOE. And that chapter would sell a lot. It would be bestseller. People would be very, very confused and very, very incentivized to buy the chapter that contains all the answers to questions you are probably going to have because of the, let's say, even 5 minutes ending of Attack on Titan. And we also have the after party that for some reason 3 times we get to watch the same grand finale, and things change considering how the audience behaves in each of them. That's pretty saucy. And that's kind of escapes my mind that what could possibly be the reason for them to do that. Of course, they're selling tickets and stuff, but they must have limits probably, I'm guessing. Or even if they don't, the whole situation with the after party is kind of weird. Nothing in the end of Attack on Titan would have me celebrate. Like, I would be depressed as fuck in any situation. Maybe they are going to go another route. We do have our presumptions about AOE. There could be another timeline, but we could have no fucking idea what's going to happen in there. I mean, AOE could be a disaster for all we imagine, but I do not think that's the case. But anyway, they have pretty much an anime movie. They are not going to broadcast in the cinemas, and they are going to broadcast it. They are going to stream it and put it out here. Like, every single person in the world can access it at the same time, when they could just limit it to people going to the movies. and get a whole lot of revenues, which is probably because they are going to hide something. They want to hide something and they want everyone to notice that, to find that out at the same time. It makes no sense to not distribute this in a movie format. So we have every single sign that we have here. Do take into account. AOE happens, people pick up the manga, and they read it, the new chapter. They understand more. Anyway, I'm not going to distract myself too much. All in all, every single thing we have is pointing towards AOE. Except you guys going, and actually I'm going to include that in this video, except you guys going and asking the fucking staff of Attack on Titan that, hey, the director of photography, Asakawa-san, that, hey, bro, tell us about AOE. Are you even listening to the things people have to say, or at the AOE people that, hey, this is a secret that Mima-san just teased, and I would imagine they were not going to be too happy with that if that's the case, if AOE is going to happen. That I do think it's going to happen. I do not believe. I do think based on the evidences. And here's the thing. You do think that you going, asking the dude in his personal account with not even that many following and followers on Twitter, that it's basically not his public account. It was never supposed to be his public account. You think he is going to, or she, whoever the person you find, is going to say, hey bro, thank you for figuring out the well-guarded secret we were guarding for so long, man. Thank you very much for finding that out and putting that in the public. I am going to risk my job and my career and probably a huge ass legal lawsuit on myself to actually confirm your you, the person that I know nothing about over at the internet, that could very even be another person of the mappa, let's say the PR of the manga, controlling if I am going to open my mouth or not. And I'm gonna get I'm gonna get my life ruined because of a secret that everyone is working hard to keep it a secret. Bro, just stop doing that. I'm doing my best to do some damage control there, but I'm not sure how much longer the dude is going to last. At some point he's going to delete his Twitter. I'm not sure if I'm still in his following. I still am, but I'm not going to show his Twitter either, because I do imagine some people are going to do what the others were doing, and just let me see what is he actually talking about. Just don't do that. It's not a good look for anyone. Just don't. Let him be. Like, the dude doesn't even use Twitter that much, and it looks like Twitter was his place to, to kind of blow off some steam, to complain about life, what Twitter should be used about, and just don't. I was going to make another video on that, but like, even like a family member or some people are now worried for him. Just stop it. Don't. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and all in all, I do not believe that 90 minutes is not enough for AOE. Goodbye then, and as we say in Farsi, شبتون بخیر، روزتون بخیر.